Virtual production. What the f is it? And how can us indie low-budget filmmakers take advantage of it with something like a TV? Why am I in the middle of the road? Why is this red truck in so many of my videos? Why is it 90 degrees in October? This and more in today's video. But first, here's the concept.
I love you, Dad.
Virtual production is still a fairly new concept in filmmaking. To my knowledge, it was first popularized in the TV show The Mandalorian on Disney+. We learned that the studio was this big horseshoe-shaped LCD TV screen, essentially, called the volume. Within the volume, you can build a set where the screen acts as a sort of backdrop, which allows the actors to act more naturally by being able to see things that are happening in this fictional world. This gives the cinematographers a lot more to work off of, where they can see where the natural lighting would be coming into play, whereas before with like a green screen, they may or may not have some pre-visual effects completed that they can reference when setting up their lighting rigs. But in this case, it's popular to use something like Unreal Engine, where you can go ahead and generate your environment, including the lighting, so that in production the cinematographer can reference these virtual lights and create the set lights. So now that we know a bit more about virtual production, let's dive into the breakdown of my scene and how I filmed myself on my own TV. So let's just look at the picture by itself and go through why I chose the lighting setup that I chose. In the top right here we have the sun coming through the window. Seeing that, I kind of decided to seat myself on the more right third of the frame and use that sun as essentially motivation for a hair light. In the bottom left here, you'll see that that sun is reflecting off of this, it looks like a metal surface, kind of like a frame for the window right here. And so that's going to be kind of like a key light. I wanted to try and emulate how that metal surface would reflect light back onto my face using my Elgato key light. And the third light, which you really don't see here, is the fill light. So for the fill light, I basically just took my Godox light, put a diffusion material over it. In this case, it was just like baking paper. And then I clipped that to the barn doors, had it turned down to 10%, and then I shined that towards a 97-cent trifold white foam board that I bought from Walmart, kind of acting as a bounce. And the light shining through the parchment paper paired with the bounce really makes sure that the light is very soft, so that our fill light isn't coming through as this harsh light. It's just kind of emulating what would happen if this sun was shining into this capsule, and I'm kind of just imagining that the inside is very metallic, and so it would have some kind of reflective properties that would help lift these shadows. One thing I failed to mention in my last video actually is this green spool of outdoor extension cable. It's weatherproof, I think it's 50 feet long, and it definitely deserves its own B-roll because it has saved me so many times. I can plug this into an outdoor outlet or something in the front of my house and spool it out into the yard and plug in my lights where I want them. And it's just so handy to have. And last but not least, for the lighting portion, I bought this Neewer light stick. So it's another light that's sort of like the Ulanzi puck light that I showed in my last video. I love little lights like these. They're not great for filling an entire room, but they are good for punching in accent lights into your picture. So in this case, I had a lot of blue with the earth in the background, and to contrast that blue, I wanted to punch in some tungsten, and so I brought in this light to do that. Here, looking at the final product, you see it all put together, and one thing that you get using virtual production, in this case with like a TV, is this natural, delicious bokeh, which is essentially just lens blur. Whether it be lens blur in the foreground, or in this case, the background, you don't really get that natural bokeh with a green screen. So being able to pull focus on me and then have the earth and the stars naturally blurry in the background, because that's just how the lens is pulling focus during this time, helps sell the whole thing. Thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something in this video. I know I did making it. I hope to do more virtual production videos in the future. So if you're down for that kind of thing, definitely let me know. And I'll see you next time.